What's going on, guys? In this episode of Cup or Bust, we're taking over as GM of the New York Islanders. Obviously, they haven't had a lot of success in a while. I don't think they've won the Stanley Cup since back in the day, their dynasties with Mike Bossy. So, obviously, hoping to turn that around. Top players there, Josh Bailey, Jordan Eberle, Matthew Barzal, I believe are all 85 overall. I feel like Barzal's definitely underrated. He should be the top player on this team by far. Does kind of suck, too. We don't have John Tavares or even anything to show for him, but obviously, I'll just make it a little bit more challenging and hopefully more fun. So, we'll see if we can turn this team around, win the Stanley Cup in one of the next 3 years. They do have still, I think, a decent amount of prospects. Currently in the Metro Division here, 89 overall. Actually ties them for second last there with the Devils. Only the Hurricanes are lower rated, but I don't think this team will win the Stanley Cup in the first year. Kind of similar to the Devils, Cup or Bust. We're probably going to rebuild the first year and then go at it the second and third year. And as always for this, guys, all we have turned on here is salary cap and computer trades, fog of war, and everything else turned off. Also using the most realistic settings there, skill superstar, period length 20 minutes, game style full sim, and of course the trade difficulty is set to hard. And on top of that, guys, we have our own set of rules. First one there, unlimited free agent signings. I did ask last episode we should limit that at all, but people seem to say if you make the trades to open up your cap space and give yourself money to work with, why not sign the best free agents? Next there, you have max 5 trades per year. CPU offers, though, are a bonus. Cannot trade picks past 2021, so we don't ruin the franchise forever. And then keep at least 4 picks per draft, just to keep it realistic. And in case this is the first episode you ever watched, guys, we're here to look at our created players. So first off, here we have Adam Fox, Carolina Hurricanes prospect. Next here we have Cole Caulfield. I've actually lowered him to 70 overall. He's actually a lot lower in the projected 2019 draft than he was last year. Next up here we have Cale Makar, obviously solid defensive prospect for the Avs. After that, Ilya Samsonov, arguably best goalie prospect in the world on the Capitals right now. Igor Shesterkin there, another goalie prospect for the Rangers. And then next here we have another Russian goalie prospect, Ilya Sorokin here on the Islanders. So we'll see whether or not he's good enough to actually use in this episode. Probably won't be, though. Joel Farabee here, prospect from the Flyers. Jack Hughes, of course, will be first overall 2019. Josh Norris here on the Senators. We got Jake Ottinger, another goalie prospect for the Stars. Kirill Kaprizov here, drafted by the Wild, currently playing over in the KHL, but pretty solid player. Oliver Wahlstrom, he'll definitely be a big part of this. He usually becomes sick. Almost always leads AHL in goal scoring the first year, so we'll see. Hopefully that happens this episode. Quinn Hughes, of course, another very good defensive prospect, just like Cale Makar on the Canucks. Then right here we have Ryan Poling on the Canadiens, Shane Bowers on the Avs, Vitaly Krasov on the Rangers, and I've actually created a new player, and that is Vasily Podkolzin. I hope I said that right. He's supposed to go top 5 in the 2019 draft. Most of the sites I looked at had him ranked between 4 and 6, so because of that, I have him starting out at 75 overall with medium elite potential. His stats, too, are pretty sick. I think he'll end up being nasty. Really good hands, really good shot. He's supposed to be just a very good all-around player, so we'll see what happens with him. And on the line this episode, guys, if we're unable to win the Stanley Cup in one of the first 3 years, I have to duck a bucket of ice cubes down the back of my shirt. I figured it's cold out now. I wanted to do something related to the cold. Unfortunately, not enough snow right now to do snow, so we'll do that instead. Hopefully, though, we can win the Stanley Cup and don't have to worry about doing that. And right now, guys, going to give you a look at the team we have to start with. As you can see there, team stats is Rebuilder. I thought it'd probably be Rebuilder or Hopeful, so hopefully we can get a top pick. Would love to add Jack Hughes to this team. As you can see here, NHL team, first line, you got Bailey, Barzal, and Eberle. Honestly, that's not too bad. Nelson, Beauvillier, and Lee on the second line. Ladd, Filipula, Komarov on the third line. That's definitely a vets line. And then you got Clutterbuck, Zizekas, and Martin on the fourth. So the bottom 6 isn't terrible for a starting team. Defense here could definitely be improved. We have Leddy, Pulak as the top pair. Hopefully Pulak does grow. Boychuk and Hickey on the second, with Spiza and Pelic on the third. Goalies here, of course, we have Lehner and Grice. So, I mean, it's not a terrible team, but definitely not a cup contending team, so might as well build for the future. AHL team here. Pretty sick first line. You got Wahlstrom, Gianta, and Hosang. When I do best lines, I put Wahlstrom at left wing, so I'm going to leave him there. As like I said before, he usually ends up tearing up the AHL, so I assume the computers use his best lines, and we want the most growth for him. Kunackle, Fritz, and Laredo here on the second line. Sislo, Holmstrom, Bernier there on the third, with Dalcall, Stevens, and Johnson on the fourth. I didn't actually realize Dalcall was so low. We're going to put him up here. Second line, left wing. That's probably a better spot for him. And then defense here in the AHL, you got Aho, Mayfield, Tays, Helgeson, Weatherspoon, and Burrows. Mayfield's a 76, locked up long term, 1.4 for 5 years, so definitely going to try and trade him. Goalies here, Sorokin's a starter, so we'll see if he grows. Soderstrom's actually the backup. We also have Gibbons, who's a 75, or sorry, Gibson, who's a 75, but going to try and trade him as I want Soderstrom to get some play time, hopefully grow. Also, Kunackle's good enough to be on the NHL team, at least as a fourth liner, so he'll probably get called up once we trade away one of those bad contracts, either Ladd, Clutterbuck, someone like that. But I'll get started here. Like I said, try and make a few trades, build for the future, and hopefully turn around this franchise. All right, guys, so my first trade here is GM of the Islanders, trying to trade Lee to the LA Kings for a first-round pick. Basically, I'm hoping they do bad like in real life, as right now their first-round pick's not really worth too much beginning of the season. Lee here, obviously we know is good, but 1 year left, he's going to have to get a raise. If we can turn this into a top 10 pick, it's definitely worth it. The value's pretty even as well. We'll see what they say. And it's going through because, yeah, they wanted Lee, don't want the first-round pick, so hopefully that works out for us. All right, guys, so right now we're trying to make a strictly salary dump with the Coyotes. Offering them Clutterbuck here for Boland. Boland's making $2 million more, but only for 1 more year, where Clutterbuck has 4 years left there at 3.5. They want Clutterbuck, so maybe this actually goes through. Trades rejected. I thought that was pretty fair because they do have more cap space than us. I'd be willing to add on like a late pick to still get this done. Forgot to show you guys our draft picks too. 2 firsts there, 2nd, 5th, 6th, and 7th. We actually don't have a 3rd or 4th in 2019. Let's see. We'll add a 4th round pick. I feel like this sweetens it, hopefully enough. And it does. Okay, so there we go. Calling up Hosang. I don't know why. Probably just play Boland, keep Hosang in the AHL. Hopefully he tears it up there, but I like that trade. So after those 2 trades, here's an updated look at the forward group. Obviously, first line hasn't changed. Second line now, we have Kunackle there. I figured 26. Maybe if he grows a bit to like an 80, has more value or just becomes a better bomb 6 for us. Third line's the same. Fourth line, we have Boland. I'm thinking probably wait till the deadline to make some more trades. I did also try getting rid of Andrew Ladd, but his contract's just so hard to move. 5.5 for 5 more years. Pretty much every team said the same thing. They need that money next year for RFAs, so maybe something changes at the deadline. Maybe there's like better players available, or I don't know, some other options. So we'll just sim till then and kind of see what happens. I just got an interesting offer here, guys, from the Flyers. They want to give us JVR for Thomas Hickey and a 5th round pick. Hickey's 82 on a pretty good deal, 2.5 for 4 more years. JVR is making 7 for 5. It's pretty expensive for an 84. We could definitely sign someone better. Only way I think I would do this is if they would take back Andrew Ladd, which I highly doubt would happen, but we might as well give it a shot here. So let's see if they do Andrew Ladd in 2/3 for JVR. We are taking back an extra $1.5 million cap space, but we get an actual useful player. Here we go. And trade's rejected, so yeah, probably not worth doing this trade. Just got another interesting offer, guys. Someone's from San Jose. Want to give us a 2nd and 3rd round pick for Spiza, a 3rd and a 5th. So I think this is a very good trade. Spiza's pretty average, 80 overall. I guess he's on a decent contract, though. $1.5 million for 1 year. Basically, we upgrade the 3rd to a 2nd, so 1 round, and then the 5th to a 3rd, so 2 rounds. I don't mind this at all, so I'm going to say yes. And obviously, this means we have to call up a defenseman, so bringing up Mayfield there, who's supposed to be an NHL D-man anyway, so maybe he can have somewhat of a decent year and actually gain overall. Probably not, though, because he's over 26, but that'd be awesome. We're now in December here, guys. As you can see, the team's doing much better than I expected. Currently 14, 7, and 3. No idea how they're playing this well, so if we're at the deadline and we're still doing good, I guess we just don't trade away some players for picks, because we might as well just take a shot at it, but we'll see if this keeps up or not in the next couple months. And we just got another really good trade offer here, guys. Carolina wants to give us 2 4th round picks for Komarov and a 7th. Komarov's the other guy whose contract I was trying to move. 80 overall, but making $3 million there for 4 more years. Probably going to get bad, so I'm definitely saying yes to that and just thanking them for that gift. And look at this, guys. Another really good trade offer. This one's from the Bruins. Want to give us a 2nd here for Philip Gill and a 6th. We still have like a decent record, but I can't say no to these good offers. We're getting rid of old players and building for the future. And look at this, guys. Another really good trade offer. I guess I'll just wait now for the computers to like take my bad contracts from me. Florida here wants to give us Noel and Stillman for Hickey, Ladd, and a 5th round pick. Obviously, Hickey does have some value, but Ladd's contract is so bad. $5.5 million for 5 years. That's an 80. Plus, he's 33, so he's probably going to go down in rating. $5.5 million because he does such a good player in free agency. Plus, Noel's a pretty solid prospect. As you can see here, 66 overall, medium top 6. So, even if he doesn't end up making the team, could definitely be a good trade piece. And then Stillman even, 20 years old there, low top 6. He's not too bad. So, I am definitely saying yes to this. Also, if you take a look at our record, even after making all those trades, we're still above 500, which is insane. But definitely not a team that's going to win the Stanley Cup, so might as well take this trade. We're at the trade deadline here, guys. As you can see, somehow still just above 500, 28, 27, and 6. This team should be like bottom of the league. I don't know how they're playing so well. If we didn't make any trades, they probably could be a playoff team. Currently 62 points. How far out are we? We're 8 points out. Eberle there, leading scorer, 45 points. I just want to try to show you guys what I'm talking about. I've actually kept the AHL team good, so I'm just calling up bad players. Like, look at that 4th line there. 62, 75, and 70. Even the bottom pair D got a 62. So, I don't know. They're holding on here. I'm hoping we can just keep dropping, increase our draft lottery odds. Also, want to take a quick look and see where LA is. Possibly, do we have a chance to get a pick from them? Never mind. Or actually, maybe. They're 2nd place, but 3 teams tied at 70, so they could drop out. Obviously, that'd be huge for us. All right, guys, so we're now trying to make a huge trade with Columbus, offering them Eberle, this Salo prospect, and a second-round pick in 2020 for their first rounder. It has a ton of value as they currently have a negative record. Eberle, of course, pending UFA, so probably going to want to go to free agency. Right there, you can just see how much value that first has. It's about even there. Hopefully, they say yes. And trades rejected. Wow, I thought that was pretty even. Let's try adding like a 4th-round pick here in 2021. I feel like this is more than enough value. And there we go. We're calling up Wallstrom, Hosang, Sorokin. I'm actually going to leave them in the AHL to continue to grow. But hopefully either this pick or the LA pick is actually like top 3. All right, guys. This trade here is going to seem kind of dumb. I'm offering the Devils a 5th-rounder in 2021 for Andy Green. Simple reason being that we have some guys that got called up from the AHL that I still want in the AHL to grow. I think playing first-line AHL is a lot better than 3rd or 4th-line NHL. He's making $5 million the next 2 years. Not a great contract, but it'll only be 1 year left next year. Can probably afford it or even flip him when he's got 1 year left. And basically, this is just so I can move around the rosters. Right now, it doesn't let me. It says our salary cap's too low. So hopefully they say yes, they do. And hopefully that doesn't hurt us either. All right, guys, so this next offer is just another cap move. Offering them this top 60 potential guy. Low top 6, though. 65 overall, and a 7th for Wilson, making almost $4 million, 80 overall, so we can actually keep him for next year. Would be a not too bad bottom 6 guy, and they reject that. I thought that was a decent offer, but again, this is more or less just a cap move, so we can actually move around our AHL players. Although he's really not that bad of a player to get back, so we'll try offering a 2024 and a 2021 7th. The value's on our side, and they do say yes, so there we go. So after those trades, guys, here look at the team. Unfortunately, we were still under the min salary cap, so I couldn't move certain guys down to the AHL, but oh well. So first line's Bailey, Barzell, and Wallstrom. Hopefully he still grows here playing first line in the NHL, and then obviously at the end of the season we'll send him down to the A. Nelson, Bouvier, and Wilson on the second. We have Martin, Cizikas, Kunackle on the third. Then some AHL guys or whatever on the 4th line. Like, this team is definitely in shambles right now with all those trades. Because we made more than 5 trades. 5 on our own, I think like 3 computer trades. Kind of insane. The defense is actually looking more or less the same. Goalies obviously haven't changed either. AHL here, Dalcall, Gianta, Hosang, the first lines. Hopefully they continue to tear it up. Aho's not doing too bad. And as you can see here, Gibson's currently the starter with Soderstrom backing him up, as Sorokin actually got called up to the AHL just to help us hit the cap floors. Like I said, not having enough cap definitely hurts you, which is really annoying, but hopefully at the end of the season we can fix all that and it all works out. And we're not at the end of the regular season here, guys, and as much as I tried to make this team tank, they just refused. Finished there with a record of 37, 37, and 8, so somehow stayed at 500. Won the last 2 games to make it happen. AHL team there, 45, 25, and 3, so they should be moving on to the AHL playoffs, hopefully. I'll take a look at where we are in the standings. So we actually only finished 3 points out of a playoff spot. Capitals there at 85. That's insane. If we didn't trade away like half of our team, we definitely made the playoffs this year. I still don't think we would have won the cup or anything, so I'm not too upset with not even getting to the playoffs, as all those picks and stuff should give us a better team moving forward. But yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. Metro was just so bad. Barzell there at 55 points. Also, I just noticed Columbus missed the playoffs, so we have a lottery pick there. Did LA miss? LA made it, though. So, I mean, at least one of our first-round picks we traded for was a lottery. Take a look at how everyone else did on this team. Barzell 55 is kind of low, but didn't have the greatest players to play with. Wilson 53, that's very surprising. Maybe we'll keep him. Bailey 52, Cizikas 34. Really not a lot there. Let's see how Wallstrom did. First line minutes is 75. 6 points, 21 games. Definitely could have been better, but not terrible. The goalies here, both around 500. So yeah, maybe a big reason why we continue to be competitive was just the goalies keeping us in it. AHL team, Hosang there, 61 points. That's pretty solid there for the AHL. Dalcall almost had 50, 73 overall now. I was definitely hoping for those 2 guys to grow, so good seeing that. Take a look and see who leading scorer was in the entire league. So far, it looks like a kind of strange year. Crosby, though, 95 points. Malkin, 94. I don't know if they were on the same line or Penguins are just tearing it up, but that's good to see. I will also take a look now and see where we finished the entire league. Tampa there, winning the President's Trophy. Actually tied with San Jose, both 116. Just had 1 extra regulation or overtime win. And so let's see, where were we? Arizona there, 87 points, missed the playoffs, 14th in the league. That sucks. Columbus just barely missed, so we got lucky. So I guess it was very close. Like, even though we were only 3 points out, still finished 25th there in the league. And last place, Ottawa Senators. So Colorado might be getting Jack Hughes. And our HL team did make the playoffs, guys. Accidentally simmed through the first game. You can see we won there 4-1. I did want to send down Wallstrom and Sorokin, but it still wouldn't let me. I forgot it's only waivers that doesn't matter after the regular season. I thought also salary cap didn't matter, but apparently it still does. So that really screwed us, how we just traded away so many guys and wouldn't even let us like make the team we wanted. And looks like it didn't matter anyway. Short-lived AHL playoff there. That's alright. And check this out, guys. Draft results just came in. Colorado, they're picking first overall via Ottawa, so they get Jack Hughes. But we do have the second overall pick, so that's pretty awesome. Obviously, a ton of different guys we can choose from. Also, they have 14 via Columbus. Was hoping if we could have landed 2 lottery picks, that would have been insane. I'll give you guys a look at the draft class here before we get to the draft. Geez, okay, never mind. I guess we're getting Jack Hughes, as there's this created Garlock guy, medium franchise. So, I mean, that's kind of cool because we're getting Jack Hughes now, but I really don't like them adding creative players to the first-year draft, especially. 2019, it's not as big of a deal, although if, like, Lafreniere not going first is so dumb. So here you have this random Garlock guy. I don't know how I feel about it. I wish, again, 2018 this couldn't happen. 2019, as long as they're not better than Lafreniere, essentially. So it works out for us, though. Broberg there. I forgot to mention I completely like overhauled the 2019 draft, so it's realistic. At least I did my part. EA apparently not helping. Broberg's now a 75, so same rating as Byram. Both medium elite. Cousins I made a center with medium elite. I boosted him to a 74. Dax is 73. Krebs is still a 72. Lavoie here I bumped up to a 72 as well. Gave him medium elite. I think in game he's like a medium top 9, so that didn't make any sense. Everywhere I looked, he was a top 10 prospect. And then Suzuki, I made a high top 6, as everyone has him going like 10 to 15. So Kako there, all the way at number 11. So even with the 14th pick, we could definitely potentially get 2 medium elite guys, especially if we just trade up, or if one team messes up their pick. So looking pretty good here. Also, guys, I want to give you a quick look at the awards. As you can see there, Washington Capitals were the Stanley Cup champions. So they just squeaked in, last playoff spot in the East, only 3 points more than us. End up going on to win the Cup. They beat the Devils, Canadiens, Tampa Bay in 7, then Preds in 7. So looks like 2 really good series there to end it. We'll see here if we actually did end up with an award or not. Hopefully we did. We'll see, though. So obviously, Crosby there, Art Ross, and the Hart. James Norris goes to Riley. He might really win it in real life. Tarasenko, Lady Bing. Svechnikov with the Calder. Ovechkin there, Conn Smythe, Jake Allen, Vezina. Jones there, William Jennings. CC, Bill Masterson. Bergeron, the Selke. Crosby, Ted Lindsay. And then Malkin, Maurice Richard. So the Penguins just cleaned up. AHL here, I don't think we were that high in the standings. I think we were like a playoff. Oh, never mind. We won the Atlantic Division. So I am mistaken. But then, of course, early playoff exit. So Vesalainen there, most points. Hosang, though, got MVP, so that's pretty sick. Krasov, most goals. I was hoping Wallstrom could have had it. He actually had a decent amount, like, I think 28 goals in 45 games or something. I'll have to go check his stats later. Vesalainen also got most outstanding rookie. That could have been Wallstrom. I'm still pissed. Game made us call him up. Didn't even give us a chance. So still cool that we did get a couple awards there. Actually, speaking of, let's take a look here and see. So, Dalcol had 50 points. That's a pretty good AHL year. And it was pretty close. So Wallstrom had 28 goals there in 58 games in the AHL. So now I just want to check the entire AHL, see how off he was, and if he would have actually gotten it, how he stayed. So 28 and 58, and let's see, what was the goal lead? 31. He had 28 and 58. So yeah, he obviously would have gotten 3 goals in 18 games. That kind of sucked. And we're not the draft here, guys. We could try trading up for Colorado's first overall pick. Get that franchise player. Last time we got a franchise player, he was an 80 overall out of the draft. Became like an 85, 86 by the end of the season. But I don't think Jack Hughes is too bad. Like, Jack Hughes has high elite, and we know for sure that he's an 80 overall. So I'm fine just taking him, having the real player. He could even be like, you know, a 70-something. So let's see. Sim to user pick. And 83 overall, that Garlock guy. Medium franchise, geez. So he is better, but I really don't like that. Like, Jack Hughes should be going first overall. It's whatever. So obviously that's who we're taking second. It works out very well for us. I'm probably just going to sim pick by pick here and seeing if any team messes up before we trade up. And as I said that, I just realized I did not, but a couple teams did mess up, so we're okay. Accidentally clicked send a user pick opposed to sim pick. So let's see. Broberg there at 3. Put Coles in there at 4 to the wings. Cousin at 5. Dax 6. Lavoie 7. Suzuki 8. Krebs 9. Kako 10. So aside from Kako, it's not that unrealistic. In real life, Kakko's probably going to go second overall. Him dropping to 10 is an absolute steal for Vegas. Like you can see, same rating and potential as Broberg there, who went 3. Same goes for Byram, who actually hasn't even been picked yet. As you can see here, Coughlin got taken at 11. A couple more top 6s there at 12 and 13. And we have the 14th pick. So for sure, Byram's still available, who's got medium elite. I'm not sure if there's someone else I'm forgetting. I don't think so. So one medium elite left, and we're going to get him simply based on luck. So that worked out really well for us. Like I was saying, he's got the exact same rating and potential as Broberg, who went at number 3. So, I mean, that's a great pick there for us at 14. And our next pick here, guys, is number 19. So 3 picks in the top 20 of the draft. Not too bad. Robertson, I do know for a fact, has top 4, but Foot has high top 6, I think. Let's just take a look here, though, and see any created players with crazy potential. This Orr goalie, guaranteed medium elite. If we can take a medium elite, might as well. Thompson here is a gem. Supposed to go 47, 48, so we could probably get him with our second round pick. Another gem there, and Sorella, low top 9. So definitely some good players here. I think this draft can definitely turn around this franchise. So obviously I'm going to take the goalie, just guarantee us 3 medium elite players. 60 overall as well is not too bad. Definitely now have a lot of options with trade, because we still have Bode Wild coming up. Same with Noah Dobson. I forgot to show you guys, I think, them, but obviously a couple solid prospects in junior. Right now they're trying to trade up here and draft and get our 40th pick, but I'm going to hold on to it and get that gem. Normally I would do that pick, but hoping our gem is still around. Oh, I don't see him here at the top. Grew, though, guaranteed medium top 6. It's not too bad at all. And as you can see here, both of the gems are still available, so I'm going to take Thompson. Hopefully he's better than top 6, so there is one available for sure. Medium top 4. Or sorry, he's a defenseman. I looked at that wrong. I thought he was a forward. Honestly, though, that's not too bad. Could have gotten a top 6 forward, but I mean, whatever. Maybe he'll still be available. Our next pick's actually 106. Honka here is guaranteed low top 4. That's not too bad. Let's see if that other gem is available. I think he was supposed to go like 86. And it looks like he's gone, so that's okay. I'll just take the player with the best potential left. A couple guys there that might be low elite, so I'm thinking I'll probably just take Honka, guaranteed low top 4. Our next pick here is in the 6th round. So we'll see what's available. Could even just take a chance on a guy. Pretty happy with this draft. I did forget we didn't have a 3rd, though, as I was expecting to get one of the other dudes. Bankston, another guy, low top 4. Late in the draft like this, that's not bad at all. I think that went pretty well. We got Jack Hughes and Bowen Byram. Like, that's insane. Even, like, Honka there late. That goalie who's medium elite. It was a good draft. So we're now at the re-sign phase here, guys, with $35 million in cap space. Absolutely ridiculous. You're going to be able to re-sign everybody, plus spend a bunch on free agency. So Barzell here is down 87. He could probably grow even more over the summer. He doesn't even actually have to get a new contract till next year, so that's awesome. Jack Hughes, obviously, we're going to sign. And I'll probably honestly play him as our second-line center and just hope he grows, unless, of course, we get like a 6th second-line center in free agency. Zizekas there is fine, I guess, for the 4th-line center. Beauvillier actually dropped in ratings, now at 79. 1.7 for 3 years. I'll do 1.5. I don't know why he dropped. We gave him a lot of minutes and stuff. Maybe he just didn't have a good season. Not re-signing any of these AHL players that are no longer growing. Stevens is 25 and 70. Honestly, even that's kind of bad. Ensor's AHL. That guy we don't have to sign yet, but a lot of AHL players there we're just letting go of. Wilson here, now an 81. He actually bumped up in rating. Doesn't want an extension, but I'd love to keep him. 81 for 2.8. That's pretty cheap, too. I'll offer him 3. 3 by 3 if he says yes. I don't mind that at all. Martin making 2.5 as a 77. Could buy him out there. Cost us 800K. Could also bury him. Or no, if we bury him, it's still costing 1.2. So yeah, might as well buy him out there. Johnston, we can just bury that entire thing. Let's see. Dalcol, obviously want to bring him back. He had pretty good years, so 800K for 2 years. Don't mind that at all. And the last guy here has high triple potential, so no reason in signing him. Right wingers here, Hosang, he played really well. 3 for 3 as a 79 does not make sense. He's going to have to prove it to me. I'll pay him next year, but yeah, this year he'll be getting 1 year for 1.3. If he actually grows a lot over the summer, then even better, but he's got to prove it. Next, you have Brock Nelson here. He's 27, so he's done growing, but if it's a cheap contract, 79 for 1.7, that's a bit too rich for me. I think it would cost even more to qualify him, so I'm just going to let him go to free agency. Krunakel's a 78. If it's cheap, we keep him. 1.6. Again, I think these guys are asking for too much. Wallstrom's now 77. I hope he gets even up to an 80 after this summer. Bernier we're letting go. Same with Cecilo. Noel's a 67, so he could probably make it on the AHL team next year. So we'll sign him. Going to make these contracts cheaper too. Those guys in the AHL, every 50,000 counts when you're trying to move around the roster. Kulak here now in 84. Boychuk I would still like to move. He's still in 82, which is good, but really expensive contract. Green we could buy out. Just gives us tons of money for free agency. Costing us 1.6 million, which I knew was the risk when I traded for him. It was basically just to get Wallstrom the goal record and hopefully grow him more in the AHL. So that kind of sucks, but whatever. Buy him out. Pelletier's a 78, 24 years old, so might as well keep him. Mayfield is 76. I'm worrying about buying him out. It would cost us 500k. Or we can just bury him for actually 30k less. So yeah, we'll just continue to do that. Byram 75. He'll probably end up being in juniors anyways, but we'll sign him. Bode Wild here, 70 overall. I think he can play in the AHL now. And if so, we'll definitely offer him a contract. And then finally here, looking at goalies. Lehner's actually up to an 84, so he grew by 1. Does not want an extension, though. That's fine. Bobrovsky might be available. Not trading him and then trading for Green just to get Wallstrom extra playtime was a mistake for sure, but was even going to make up for it here. Sorokin, Gibson there, I don't even really need, so we'll try and trade him. Sarstrom's fine for the backup. That guy we don't need either, so looks like we're in a good spot just because we have so much money. We had such a good draft, but definitely could be even better. As you can see here, Wilson rejected our offer. I thought it was more than fair. Bouvier accepted though, same with Dalcal, Hosang, Jack Hughes, Noel there, Bode Wild, Byram, so all of our good young players. And because all those guys were on entry-level deals, we still have 37 million in cap space, so I figured why not just make Lehner a big offer here. We could just have a sick tandem, plus there's a chance Bobrovsky isn't available, so no reason to risk it. Same goes for Wilson, might as well bring him back here. Guarantee we get some player coming back, because we do want to make the playoffs next year, so we're gonna need bodies. I'll offer him like 3.2. I think that's pretty fair. And as you can see here, Wilson's still rejected. Lehner though did accept, so maybe we'll just sign Wilson out of free agency. Like I said, we have the money. We have a ton of contract spots too, so should be fun. There you go, guys. Now at the free agency period. Let's see what is available. We have so much money. Panarin, that would be huge. Erik Karlsson again. Oh my gosh, I don't know how San Jose is not bringing him back. Goalies. Is there a goalie? Bobrovsky is available. Same with Varlamov. That's insane. Oh my gosh. So we could just have like the best backup in the world with Lehner and then amazing starter Bobrovsky. I don't know how these teams aren't looking ahead and moving around money to keep these guys. Duchesne there could also bring back a second line center. Jack Hughes, third line center. There's so many options to us because we just have so much money. So Panarin, Karlsson, Duchesne. I want all three of them. Say it's 7 each. That's 21. Bob there, what was he, like 8? So that's 29 million. That still has us 5 million cap space. And then if we trade Grice just for anything, opens up another 3 million. So yeah, we're rebuilding through free agency here, which is pretty awesome. I mean, the other teams, they just gotta match our money. So Panarin, 7.5 million, 6 years. There you go. Again, we gotta make sure we outbid everybody as well. Karlsson here, honestly, I'll offer him the same, 7.5 million for 7 years. Going 800k over usually is enough. Duchesne, he wants 6.5 or 6.4. Let's try giving him 7. That should be good. That's kind of expensive for an 85. Plus, we have to sign Barzell next year, but I think we have other money coming off the books. Plus, I can probably trade Boychuk, honestly, in his big salary. Braden Point there we could even get, but no reason to really give up a first-round pick if we don't have to. And then, like I was saying, I'll try signing Bobrovsky as well. So we'll offer him 8 million here for 7. If he says no, we could probably go after Varlamov. So I'm also checking the two-way players, see if there's anyone with high potential, and Yaskin's available. 26.78, high top 9. On a two-way contract, like that's insane. Could probably grow to an 80. Plus he just helps us, because we actually do need like fourth liners. Gallant here, obviously we'll sign him. Always sign these free guys at medium top 9. Even this Boo Neves guy, I think that's his name. 75 overall, 25 years old. That just helps out the AHL team. Also going to sign Schnarr, Olsen, Zablocki, Zetterlin, Davidson, all these medium top 9s. I think Smith too. Like we have a bunch of contract spots as well, so why not? As you guys can see here, I just made all those guys an offer. Definitely completely like revamping not only the NHL team, but also the AHL team. I noticed Nick Cousins available too. 25.77. Maybe he becomes like a 78, 79. Could even crack the NHL. We'll check goalies too. If there's like a starter or something. So no one too crazy. Plus we already have a lot of goalies, so yeah, I'm probably not going to sign any of these guys. We're actually going to have to trade a goalie. So Schnarr here accepted our offer. Same with Gallant. Zablocki, Olsen. We're getting all these guys. Usually a couple sign with a different team, but I think I did offer them all the max or like 50k more than they asked for. Smith accepts too. Same with Neves, Cousins. AHL team just got better. Same with Yaskin. He should actually be on the NHL team. Haven't heard back from an NHL player, and there we go. Bobrovsky goes with Philly. Didn't offer him enough money. We offered him like 800k more. Wasn't Bobrovsky on Philly back in the day too? Panarin though accepts. That's awesome. We get a winger there for Barzell. Duchesne accepts. So yeah, Hughes will probably be third line center, but at 80 overall, that's probably fine to start out. Carlson accepts as well. That's amazing. So Varlamov had a few teams interested. Chances are he's probably gone, but we might as well take a check, go check here. And he is gone. Cam Talbot's available though, so we could get him. Him and Lehner wouldn't be like that bad of a tandem. I like to have a high-rated backup anyway when the starter's lower-rated. Mike Smith, I didn't even notice, 84 overall, so 2 84s. That's pretty good. Splitting time. He's a veteran, so he'll be the backup behind Lehner. We could just go and trade Grice. So all from the 2.9 million there for 2 years. Actually, I probably should have done 1 year, but whatever. Hopefully he keeps the rating. He does still have starter potential, and we still have almost 14 million in cap space. Everly's there, Skinner, lots of guys. So I actually have to go take a look at the depth chart, see exactly what we need. I think we definitely still need at least a couple more third liners. Alright guys, so I just looked at the depth chart, and we could probably use a couple more forwards and a couple more defensemen. So I figured why not try and bring back Chara. If you didn't know, he was actually drafted by the Islanders back in '96 there. 3rd round pick. He's still 85 overall. Definitely only want him on a 1-year deal because he's 42 years old. Doesn't get much higher either. So maybe 5 million here for 1 year. Just give us a shot at this Stanley Cup. Like this team, we have a lot of new bodies, but a lot of good players as well. So for forwards, Point would be nice to have, but we have to give up 1st round picks. So much rather just get Everly, Skinner, or Zuccarello for free. And Zuccarello is actually way cheaper, 4.8 million. He's only like a couple years older, so that doesn't even really make sense. I'm down to get him. We'll offer him here. Well, he's a 31. Let's do 5 million there for 4 years. Obviously, very good offensive player. Could even maybe, what is that, 10 million? So we still have about 4 million in cap space. We could try adding, if he's available, Wilson or actually Verana here. He's an RFA. What would he cost us in terms of compensation? We don't have it, so maybe it must be like a 2nd round pick or something. Wilson is still here. He's asking for less. I made that trade for him. He's up in overall. Why not bring him back? Maybe the boys like him. We'll offer him 3.1 there for 2 years. And there we go. Wilson did accept. I don't know why he just didn't do that earlier in the summer. Zuccarello also accepted. Still waiting to hear back from Chara. Let's see what he says. Mike Smith rejects. Roster's full. Okay, we have too many goalies, so I have to go trade Grice now. Chara hasn't said anything yet, but let's go make that Grice trade happen first. Alright guys, so we're now trying to trade Grice to the Devils for a 2nd round pick. Also added this other goalie who I just don't want. Hopefully it's extra value. We'll see what they say. The value looks pretty even there. And they reject. I guess, honestly, we don't need a 2nd round pick. We could just take back like a 3rd and a 4th. Probably has slightly less value, but we can get lucky in the draft. Having 2 picks, honestly, might even be better. So 3rd and the 4th does look to be a bit more fair, and there you go. So I like that trade, especially if we sign Smith. Also, guys, this time I'm only offering Smith a 1-year deal. Might actually work out good that we couldn't sign him to the 2-year last time. And check this out, guys. Chara accepted our offer, so I mean, we're getting all the big free agents. Obviously, having like 40 million in cap space, which is like half a team, definitely helps out, especially to a lot of teams probably had barely any money. Mike Smith accepts too. So we should be pretty good here, especially if we get a little bit of growth. Teams definitely going to turn around, I think. I mean, last year's team was so much worse, and they somehow stayed around 500, so this team should just do insane. Trying another trade here, guys, offering San Jose Soderstrom for Waugh. Solid young defenseman, 22 years old, 77 overall, medium top 4 on the block. And offering them Soderstrom here looks to have about the exact same value. He's 22, 74, medium starter goalie. Obviously, with Sorokin, we don't really need him as much. So we'll see if they say yes. Worst case, Waugh just hopefully tears up the AHL for us. And they, oh no, they rejected it. I thought that was going to say yes. I guess we could try adding like a late pick or something. Alright guys, so I just added this Neves guy in a 7th round pick. He's 25, 75 with medium top 9. Just signed him, but we signed a bunch of AHL dudes. So if he gets us Waugh, why not let him go? And it does. There we go. I think that's a pretty solid trade. Forgot to mention too, even after all those signings, still have 3.5 million in cap space. And we'll actually probably have more than that once the season starts, so not too bad. Also, guys, in the cap C right now, obviously, completely new team, new era. So Barzell's now wearing the C. Bailey there is one of the alternates. And then the second alternate, I still haven't really decided. It's either Chara, Boychuk, or Carlson. Boychuk was on the team before. Chara's the oldest. Carlson's the best. I think I might give it to Chara just because he got drafted by the Islanders, and dude's like 45. Clearly, he should know how to lead after playing in the NHL for that long. And as you guys can see here, the team stats for this year is hopeful. I thought it'd at least be a bit higher than that, but I guess because our goalies aren't as high rated. Plus, the forward group's not as good as I thought. So first line here is Panarin, Barzal, and Zuccarello. Know why Zuccarello is cheaper now. He's down to an 83, so at least we know that for next time. Should have just paid the extra for Eberle or Skinner. Hosang's down 81, playing with Duchesne and Bailey. Third line here, you have Wilson, Hughes, and Wallstrom, who's now 79, so hopefully he continues to grow. And then Beauvillier, Cizikas, and Yaskin. It's not a bad fourth line. Defense here, we brought in an entirely new top pair, Chara and Carlson. That should hopefully work out. You have solid defensive and huge, and then fast offensive Carlson. Polak there with Leddy's the second pair, and then Pelech and Boychuk's the third. And then finally in goal here, Laner's still the starter, but we now have a better backup there in Smith, so hopefully that helps out some way. And then AHL here, lots of 70s. Honestly, this AHL team is pretty stacked. Could have a better fourth line of forwards, but that's about it. Defense too, like they're all 75 plus. Don't usually see that. And then in goal there, Sorokin's a 79 now, and then Gibson there at 76. So AHL team should dominate. NHL team, we should at least be in the hunt for a playoff spot. We can still make a few trades. We still have some cap space, so we definitely still have options available to give us like that last little push at the deadline. And we're at December 1st now, guys, and somehow this team is doing worse than last year's. Currently 500, but last year's team was positive until we traded like half the team away. So I mean, hopefully they turn around here by the deadline. As long as they're around 500, we can add a couple pieces. But honestly, I thought they'd be doing a little bit better than this. And we're at the deadline here, guys. Record of 34, 25, and 4. So definitely turned it around a lot in the last couple months. Beginning of January, we had a huge win streak. You can see there. Actually, we did have one loss, but aside from that one loss, what is that? 3, 5, 6, 10. We won 11 of 12 games in the beginning of January. So that definitely helps out. Definitely helps out there to turn on the season. Also, I think we've had some growth as we change from hopeful to contender. Currently in a playoff spot, wild card, but still looks like we have a really good division. Let's check Atlantic there. Yeah, 69. So we do have the second wild card at least. And Panarin, 47.63 games, looking pretty good. Let's see what kind of growth has happened. So Hosang, Wallstrom, and Hughes are all up by 1. That's definitely going to help us out. Defensively, Chara's actually down 1. Pelech, though, I think he was a 78 before, or maybe he was a 79, I don't know. Goalie's still 84, so yeah, just the forwards. So I'm looking through the trading block, guys, and check this out. The Jets have Laine on the block for some reason. 21 years old, 90 overall, making almost $9 million, so, I mean, kind of expensive, but he's just going to keep getting better. He's got 64 points right now, 40 goals on the year. Him, Barzal, Panarin, I don't think anyone could stop that first line, so I'm going to do whatever I can here to get him. Also, I wanted to show you guys this too. Trouba, they couldn't afford to re-sign, and no one gave a qualifying offer, so he's just sitting there. Same actually happened with Tampa Bay and Point. Alright guys, so here's the trade I'm offering them. Honestly, not giving up that much. This Org goalie prospect we drafted, medium potential. After that, you have Johnny Boychuk, 82 overall still, but I feel like $6 million is too much for a 36 overall defenseman. Just kind of scared he's going to drop in rating. And then first round pick in 2021. If it gets us Laine, as for whatever reason they want to trade him, this is a steal. Let's see what they say. And it's accepted because we're calling up Aho. That is insane. We still make a couple more trades too to get a defenseman to fill in for Boychuk, but our first line now is unreal. And now guys, trying to make a trade here with LA for Martinez. He's got 2 years left at $4 million, which isn't too bad for an 83 overall D-man. Obviously, you're going to take up a lot of Boychuk's minutes, offering them Zuccarello, who we really don't need now with Laine. Plus, he dropped in rating to an 83, which makes his $5 million contract not that great. Adding Honka here, who they want, low top 4D potential, which actually puts the value on our side a bit. Martinez is on the block. Hopefully, Zuccarello's contract's not so bad they say no. Here we go. And trade accepted. So there we go. A couple trades there I think are huge for this team. Could still make one more. Let's see what's out there. And for the last trade here, guys, I'm actually going back to the Kings, trying to get Tyler Toffoli. 1 year left there at $4.6 million, 84 overall. We could use some help in the forward group. Thompson here, medium top 4D potential, but only 60 overall, never going to help us. Third round pick 2020. Taking a 7th round back in 2021 as well, because we need 4 picks in that draft. So the value's pretty equal. They want both. They have the other 2 things on the block. See what they say. And there we go. So after all those trades, feeling pretty good about our team. So check this out, guys. After the trade deadline, our team status is now champion. Honestly, so excited to see how this team plays, especially that first line. Panarin, Barzal, and Laine. Like, how unreal is that? Toffoli, Duchesne, and Bailey's the second line. You then have Wilson, Hughes, and Hosang on the third, with Wallstrom, Cizikas, and Beauvillier on the fourth. Defense here is Chara, Carlson, Polak, Leddy, Pelech, and Martinez. Goalies obviously haven't changed. Look at this first power play unit. Panarin, Barzal, Duchesne, Carlson, Laine. Like, that's ridiculous. Even the second one, Hughes is center there. Wallstrom's got a 6 shot on him. Like, this team should be good, just up and down the lineup. AHL team also got better, just sending the guys down. Yaskin's now in the AHL. Aho got to stay in the AHL because we traded for Martinez. So, both teams should be playoff bound. Islanders maybe even cup bound. Let's see what happens. And we're now at the end of the season here, guys. As you can see there, finished the record of 45, 31, and 6. So 96 points, hopefully, is enough for a playoff spot. It should be. Usually like 92 gets it done. And we are in the playoffs. Wild card spot, though. All 3 teams are in division. 100 plus there for the regular playoff spots. That's insane. What about the Atlantic? 94. So we are the second, or the first wild card, I guess. Laine there finished 89 points, 56 goals. We might have traded for the Maurice Richard winner. That's amazing. Let's see how Barzal and Panarin did as well. I mean, playing with that first line, like, there's no way those guys don't put up points. Panarin there finished with 70, 30 and 40. Barzal 64. Mostly just playmaking there for those two, so not too bad. Carlson at 57. Toffoli 51. That's pretty good pickup. Jack Hughes just under 50, 1 point shy there his rookie year. Still an 81, but I mean, we'll take that for sure. Bailey also just a point shy of 50. Duchesne almost 50. So, I mean, if you round that up, what is that? 8 points, or sorry, 8 guys there, 50 plus points. Pretty insane. Hosang 38. Wallstrom 33. Not too bad in his first full year. So, I mean, very good to see how this team's doing. Goalies, they really just have to keep us in the game, and the rest of the team can win it. So, Smith actually started 3 more games. He had a much better record, too, so that's why. Geez, 27 and 15 compared to 18 and 8 there for Laner. Smith kept his rating, of 84, so not too bad. And as you guys can see here, Tarasenko led the league in points, 107. He went off. Crosby second, so he's been playing really well. Laine was third. I think that's the highest we've ever had a guy on our team finishing points. And obviously, he played on a different team for the first 5 months. 56 goals. Oh, I thought it might have been enough for Maurice Richard. Tarasenko, 62. That sucks. Also, guys, just checked out the AHL team. As you can see there, they're first in the division, 96 points. That's pretty awesome. So, I'll see who we play here first in the playoffs. We're second wild card, or first wild card. I keep messing that up. So we'll play the lower of the 2 division winners. Also, I just realized, okay, we're playing Tampa. I forgot to check the standings where we finished the entire league. Tampa in the first round. It doesn't get too much tougher than that, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully, I mean, they don't have Braden Point, which is obviously a big plus for us, but still, that team is definitely stacked. And we're playing the President's Trophy winner too. We're not. Okay, so Pittsburgh won. Tampa got 5th. Where were we in the entire league? We were 10th. Montreal, 12th in the league there, 94 points. Don't make the playoffs. That sucks. The East is just that much better than the West. San Jose, 20th in the league. Gets in. That's kind of weird. Detroit there finished last. Edmonton second last. Ottawa third. So more or less kind of the same teams. I'll take a look now at Tampa's lines. I assume they're pretty much the same, just missing Braden Point. So look at this. First line, you got Palat, Stamkos, Kucherov. Not bad. Miller, Johnson, Gord. I think, Gord's new contract too. In real life, that's now in the game. $5.1 million. That definitely screwed them over. Keeping Point. They also lost Strawman. Clorn, Cirelli, Callahan. Didn't buy him out. I think that's the real life move. You definitely buy him out. Volkov, Stevens, and Ernie on the 4th. Hedman, McDonough. Foot's an 82 already. He's got medium top 4. I think he started out as a 67. I don't know how he grew that high. Everything just works out for Tampa. Sergeyev, 88. Cuckoo there. Prosser. And then obviously Vasilevsky, 89 there. So yeah, still a very, very, very tough matchup, even though Braden Point. I feel like if I'm them, yeah, you just buy out Callahan, and then you trade, I don't know, Killorn to keep Point. Makes more sense, I think. So, sim through this first round, see what happens. AHL playoffs are also probably going to start simming. Lose the first one in OT in Tampa, win the next one in OT. So this is a close series. Game 3 at home, we get a 5-1 win. OT loss, so we tied up 2-2, but haven't lost in regulation. I like the sound of that. We're keeping it close. As I say that, I jinx it. Okay, I jinx it big time. So, first round knockout. Obviously not what we're hoping for, but we still have one more year here. Also, AHL team won the division. Got swept in their first round. What is happening? And look at this, guys. Draft results are here. Devils picking first overall via Montreal. I swear, the Canadians always trade their first rounder 2020, and it always ends up being first overall, which, of course, is Lafreniere. It's like, I don't know what they're doing. Edmonton there second, LA third, Detroit fourth, Washington fifth via Ottawa. Ottawa, again, does not learn their lesson. We'll take one last look here at the draft class. I actually have boosted both Lafreniere. Oh my god. Back-to-back franchise players. What the heck? Trying to have a somewhat realistic sim, and Hughes and Lafreniere are going to go second round, or second overall in both drafts. Like, what the heck? And I was just about to say how I actually boosted Lafreniere and Byfield's ratings even more, so hoping basically that Byfield would be the number 2 behind Lafreniere, and Lafreniere would be more NHL ready out of the draft, so we'll see whether or not that's the case. I can't believe that. Like, I just got my first franchise player in the 6th year of our Seattle expansion series. Before that, never saw one in the draft that wasn't a goalie. And in this back-to-back years franchise players, like, what the heck? Also, as you guys can see here, San Jose Sharks are your Stanley Cup champions, so that's kind of crazy. They don't have Carlson, they win the cup. What the heck? Also, too, I forgot to mention, the Capitals actually won back-to-back, winning it last year. The Sharks there beat the Blues in 5, Predators in 7, Canucks in 6, and then Panthers in 6. Surprised to see Canucks there, although they do get pretty good later on with all their good prospects. Obviously, Pittsburgh there, President's Trophy, San Jose, and Florida. Tarasenko, Art Ross, and Hart. He also got the Maurice Richard. Ghost gets James Norris. Kessel, Lady Bing. Garlock there at the Calder. I think that was the franchise guy who they took over Jack Hughes. So no surprise there, although I was hoping Hughes could have won it. Jones, Conn Smythe, Price, Vezina. Also got the William Jennings. Bill Masterson there went to Seabrook. McDavid actually got the Selke. Tarasenko obviously also got Ted Lindsay and Maurice Richard. So AHL here, we'll take a look at the team awards first. Iowa Wild win that Calder Cup. We won the East and our division, so that's pretty awesome. Just shows, you know, the AHL team's coming along. Player awards, though, Leipzig there got one. Podkolzin, he got most goals and MVP, or sorry, best rookie. So good pick there by the Red Wings. Lettinen tearing it up. I love seeing, like, the vets getting the AHL awards. Hutchison as well, but... Alright, so unfortunately, we got, you know, bounced in the first round, but we can have another good draft here. That could be huge for this franchise. I think we have, like, 1 first, 2 seconds, 2 thirds, and a 4th. We might have traded away one of our thirds, but I know we have no late picks, but extra early picks to make up for it. I still can't believe, too, like, the fact 2 back-to-back franchise players. And, of course, during the years where there's actually, like, good real players, but whatever. Liney's a 92 now. Hughes is only an 82, but he's going to keep getting better. Byram there is also an 82 now, so we have him for next year. And yeah, so we traded away one of our thirds. Still, though, we have 2 seconds of this year's draft, which obviously going to help us out. So we'll just pick where we pick. I'm not going to try trading for that franchise guy, because if he is lower rated, it's probably not even worth it. Hopefully we can just find some steals. Picking at number 19 here, it's not too bad. We'll see if there's any gems. I'll also take a look. Okay, this guy here, Peacock, I love the name. I might have to pick him. Pretty solid chance he's medium elite. I'm definitely willing to risk it, opposed to taking a guaranteed medium top 4 or medium top 6. Bunch of busts to stay away from. No gems, unfortunately. We'll check potential here. Okay, so I'm saying we risk it. With a name like Peacock, this guy has to be a beast. And he is medium elite. There we go. 64 overall. That's awesome. And just got an offer here from the Devils. Want to give us 2 third-rounders next year's draft for a second. So we're not going to be picking in 2021. Which means it might be slightly better value, but the fact that we can get a medium elite here, actually drafting and give us tons of value is worth it. So saying that, I mean, you have low top 6, top 9s. I think we just risk it. Might as well go for someone that's medium elite. There's 2 guys here, both goalies. Okay, we'll just take the higher ranked one from Finland. Usually the Finnish goalies are solid. Come on. Medium fringe starter. So we took a risk. Fortunately, it didn't pay off. And our next second round pick here is actually the last pick in the draft. San Jose's pick. We could take that other goalie if he's still there. Maybe one of them's actually medium elite. I'm down to risk it. Rodin from Sweden. And we have to go all the way back to Czech. Come on, please be medium elite. And he is medium elite. There we go. So we hit on one of them. That's awesome. Our next pick here is the last pick in the 3rd round. This is also a Sharks pick here. So, guaranteed medium top 9. There's a chance Leclerc there is low elite. Definitely just kind of going off the board here based on what our scouts have. This guy's pretty good chance low top 6. I feel like we'll definitely be able to get him though in the 4th round. Might even take a chance on this guy. He could be medium top 4D. Already took 2 goalies. I'm going to take this guy. And again, we have to go all the way back to Czech. Let's see. And he is medium top 6. That's not too bad, I guess, for the end of the 3rd round. And our last pick here in the draft, guys. Pick number 13 in the 4th. So I'm probably going to take that Polish low elite guy if he's still there. or we'll just go with that guy who's hopefully a low top 6. So that Polish dude, or I think, was that the player? I think there was someone else. Guaranteed low top 4Ds. Low top 6. I mean, this guy is... The thing is, like, if this is AHL or something, it doesn't help us at all. So I'm actually going to take this dude here. Just guaranteed low top 4D. 55 overall. At least we get some value. So we're now at the re-sign phase here, guys. As you can see there, only have 11.3 million in cap space. And we have to sign Barzal, who's going to take pretty much all of that. We'll see here. 10 million. Okay, so that's for a big contract. For 1 year at 7.3, that's all we need him for. 2 there at 7.7. So let's just do a 1 year deal until we have some people off the books. This actually helps us out a lot if he's willing to do the 1 year at 7 million. Obviously, he wants to get that big extension, but for the cup or bust, and even just for next year, this actually makes a lot of sense with guys coming off the book like Martinez, other guys next year. And next year, you can see Toffoli doesn't want to re-sign with us, which is fine. I don't think we have the cap space to do it anyway. Polak wants 4.8. Let's see here. Hosang, he's going to want to raise as well. He wants 3.6. Okay, so 1 year we could do that. We can get him at 2.2 maybe. And then maybe Polak also we do 1 year. Like, just fit these guys in. It's going to be so tight. The last good player we have to resign is Chara, who wants an extension, but 82 overall now. He's dropped 3 since we signed him. I don't think it's worth it. So, looking at position, Cousins is done growing. Don't need to re-sign him. Plus, we have so many guys there that can like fill the AHL spot. And looking at our left wings next, they're all locked up. Wilson here is actually a 79 now, making 3.1. So I thought that was a decent contract. It was an 81, but I think I might just buy him out here, save $2 million, which honestly we might really need. Let's see, right wingers here. So Toffoli's gone. Hosang made him a new contract offer. Wallstrom's going to get called up, obviously. We also got to hope Wallstrom keeps growing. That'd be huge for us. And then defense, Polak can probably sign. Waugh here's an 80 now, so he'll be making NHL next year. Doesn't look like the 2 years really matters. We'll offer him 1 year, 2 years there at 1.2 million. Byram obviously is in NHL next year, so we're actually still good on D. Right there's our top 4, and then bottom pair would be Byram and Waugh. It's not too bad. Goalies here, Lehner and Smith both down to an 83. Smith's 38. That's a risky contract. Plus, he doesn't want to resign. Gibson, gonna let him go. I guess this Hal guy. Alright, no, we'll probably just sign someone to be the AHL backup. So, hopefully 12.4 million there is enough for everybody. Like I said, it's gonna be really close. So, Barzal accepted our 1 year offer there for 7 million. That helps us out huge. Hosang also accepted the 1 year deal. Waugh there we got. Jenkins. So, I think all we have to do now is sign Polak. Hopefully, like a 1 year, he wants like 2.5. We have 4.7. Toffoli, Chara, we're letting them both walk. So let's see here what he's going to cost us. So we want 6 years there at 4.8. And then even at 1, it's costing us 4.4. So, I mean, let's see, he'll take 4 million by 6. I doubt he does it. If he doesn't, we'll just have to qualify and trade someone away to get him to lock up. Also, guys, just noticed Pellich here, not in our top 6, making 1.6 million. We could buy him out, cost us 200k. So we'll save 400k if he's buried. Honestly, might as well do that. Every little bit counts. And as you guys can see here, Polak actually rejected our offer. So I'm probably just going to give him a qualifying and then trade away somebody to get him locked up on like the first day of free agency. Also, guys, just noticed Zizekas is still on the books. He's now at 77. I don't know why he went down. Making 3.3, so we buy him out. Costs 1.1, so we save a little over 2 million. That will help us out. And then I'm going to sign Cousins here. He'll be the 4th line center. He'll be cheap as well. Like 26 years old, so he still could grow to be like a 79. And I think we'll probably still have to make a trade or two, but not looking too bad. And I just checked our buyout penalty too. It's almost at 5 million, which kind of sucks, but I mean, it's obviously still saving us money. And we're now at the free agency period. You're going to take a look and see who's available. I wouldn't mind trying to trade Lehner too and then sign a starting goaltender if we have the money. So tons of good players here. Braden Shen, Nicholas Backstrom, Alex Pietrangelo. 90 overall, only wants 5.7. I don't even know how that's possible. I wouldn't mind making a big trade and then trying to bring him back. Like, that's insane. I mean, I guess we don't really need him because our defense is that good, but I wish we had the money now. Granlund, Point, still looking for that contract. Barry's 87, wants 5.6. So how is Pietrangelo 90 overall? 3 overall higher, only wants 100k more. And then these forwards want the same money. Like, defensemen are just underrated here. Doesn't even make sense. So yeah, Polak Wants 4.9 as an 84. Screw Pollock. Let's just offer Pietrangelo here the money, and then we'll trade Pollock. I just realized that we could just do that. Like, 6 million, 7 years, 90 overall. Might as well. Pollock, yeah, 800k less, and Pietrangelo 6 overall higher. That's just a no-brainer. Goalies here, let's see. Crawford, 88, only wants 4 million. That's how much we're paying Laner. Okay, so yeah, let's go make a trade. Sorokin could be the backup as well. I like what I'm seeing. Also, guys, checking two-way players here, and this Palut guy's available, 24.74. That's pretty good. If we can steal him away, he's currently an RFA. Who was that? Sabres, I actually missed what team he was on. 20.67 medium top 9. It's not too bad. Aberg as well here, 26.78. Wants a two-way deal. We might actually need him for the 4th line, so I'm fine doing that. Also going to sign these two, Nordgren and Hillis. And sorry about potential, guys. I just noticed that Dylan Strome's also available. He's an RFA, though, wants 4 million. So I think that would be like a 2nd-round pick. It would be a 2nd-round pick. So if we have the money, we could do that. I don't think we're going to, but maybe we can make a trade instead. That'd definitely be a player to keep an eye out for. I just noticed he's got low elite potential, so he must have gotten downgraded from the medium elite. I didn't even realize that. So right now, guys, trying to trade Laner to the Devils for a 2nd-round pick. No team actually wants Laner. So I'm just hoping we can move them for whatever the best offer is. If they don't say yes to this, I'll try a 3rd or whatever. I noticed they don't really have a good backup behind Schneider, plus they have the cap space, and they're a rebuilder, so main reason why I'm going for them. And they said yes to that, though, so there we go. Now, guys, going to try signing Corey Crawford here. 35 years old, 88 overall. Wants 4 million for 2 years. Let's offer him 4.5. Hopefully that's enough. It's honestly a steal, too, for an 88. Let's do 4.65, just in case another team does 4.5. We got that little edge. I think if we can bring him in, then sign Pietrangelo, and then we'll trade Pollock for whatever, we're in a very, very good spot. Check this out, guys. Edmonton's offering us their cap dumps, Sakara and Russell, for a 2nd-round pick in Beauvillier. Like, they'd have to give us a 2nd-round pick and a good player like Beauvillier. Dude has to take them. Olofsson there accepts. Same with Nordgren. Still waiting to hear back from Pietrangelo. I don't like that trade. Our defense is set. Let's see here. Corey Crawford as well. Aberg accepts. He could be a 4th-line forward. This dude reject. He did go with Buffalo. Hillis there accepts. Even if we don't get Pietrangelo, I really need Crawford. Crawford accepts. Okay, yeah, that was big. If we didn't get him, more or less we were going to be screwed. And Pietrangelo also accepts. That's insane. So, yeah, at this point, we're just going to trade Pollock because we can probably get more for him trading him. And as you can see there, yeah, we have less than $1 million in cap space, but still, our team's pretty stacked anyways. And now, guys, I'm actually trying to make a trade for Dylan Strome, offering them a 2nd in 2021, Yaskin and Hall here, fringe star potential. They can't sign him. Somehow Arizona's at the max cap. And even though he wants 4 million, I think, because he's 81 overall, at the end of the summer, we could probably get him like for $1 million, maybe 2 million, which we could afford once we can move around the cap a bit. So I think it's worth the risk because obviously a team could still make an offer this summer, but we'll see what they say. Trades accepted, so there we go. Hopefully that works out for us. Also, guys, after making that trade, I remembered we have to sign 2 AHL goalies still. So Halle here, 21.74. Gonna sign him to be the AHL starter. Decent potential. He's young, 74 overall. And we'll sign the best potential to be the backup. Sen there. He's 24, so he's kind of old. That's really too low there. Let's try, I guess, Sandstrom. Kind of sucks, though. I mean, Vladar could be the backup, 22.73. Vladar, Vlader, whatever his name is. Just have a decent tandem there in the AHL. Now, as you guys can see here, Vlader accepted. Same with Halle, so got our AHL goalies. As I was looking around for a trade, guys, I realized I totally forgot to show you the top 3 picks in the 2020 draft. At least, I don't know about this guy. He should be top 3. Byfield, 77 overall to the draft, immediately potential. It's kind of insane. He might not have gone 3, though. He might have gone, like, 4, 5, 6. And then number 2 here, you have Alexis Lafreniere, also 77 of the draft, but he's got high elite. The fact Edmonton gets Lafreniere, like, are you kidding me? And then that guy who was the franchise player, he went to New Jersey. Not as good as Colorado's. 80 overall still, though, out of the draft. Franchise potential, kind of insane. Also, guys, Colorado's first-round pick last year, Garlock, who has franchise potential, is now 89 overall. So, definitely a better pick than Hughes. Like, that is just ridiculous, though. 89 at 19. And right now, guys, trying to make a trade with the Rangers. I don't know if these two teams ever do this, but offering them Pollock, who we can't sign, obviously. Solid young D-man there. For Brett Howden, who's on an entry-level deal, already 83 overall. We could use another forward. And I mean, getting him on entry-level, like, that's insane. So, the value's actually on our side, which means hopefully they'll be willing to give up Howden, especially since they want Pollock. Let's see what they say. And trade is accepted. So, there we go. We gave up some value, but due to the cap situation, I don't think that's a bad trade at all. And now September, guys. Dylan Strome still unsigned. Gonna see how cheap we can get him. He's also an 83 now, so that's pretty awesome. And he's only asking for 1.4, so let's see here if we'll just do 1.25. That's pretty solid deal, I'd say. Alright, guys, we're heading into the season now. As you can see there, team stats is champion. This team is honestly unreal. First line hasn't changed. You got Panarin, Barzal, and Laine. Laine is now at 92. His stats are unreal, too. He's got 99 DK and hand-eye, 98 puck control, 6 shot. Barzal there is just really good all around. Second line here, you have Bailey, Hughes, and Wahlstrom. Wahlstrom, of course, just a natural goal scorer, and he's playing on the line with Hughes, who's just a sick playmaker, so they should tear it up as well. Then you have the third line here of Ho-Sang, Duchesne, and Dylan Strome. Obviously, Dylan Strome accepted our offer. We're going to switch him to a left wing, actually. Then we have Beauvillier, Howden, and Aberg there on the fourth line. Defense here, you got Byram and Carlson as the top pair, Pietrangelo and Leddy on the second, and then Martinez and Waugh on the third. I feel like the depth might be better here. Obviously, we could just go top-heavy Carlson, Pietrangelo, but might as well have them on their natural side. I think Byram can become like an 87 by the end of the season, in which case this is fine. Goalies, unfortunately, Crawford dropped to an 86, but Sorokin went up to an 82, so hopefully that'll kind of make up for it. And right here, guys, a quick look at our power plays. The first one, Panarin, Barzal, Hughes with Carlson and Laine on the point. Second one here, you got Wahlstrom, Duchesne, Bailey with Pietrangelo and Ho-Sang on the point. Like, if any team takes a penalty, they should be scared. AHL team here also pretty stacked. Delcall, Cousins, Noel there on the first line. The rest of them are like mid-70s. Defense is also stacked. Aho, Dobson, Wild, Weatherspoon, Mayfield, Burrows. And then, of course, for the goalies, the two guys we signed. So both teams should make the playoffs again. Hopefully, Islanders, this is their year, win that Stanley Cup. So we're now at December here, guys. As you can see, their record of 12, 10, and 2. Thought we'd be doing better than that. Can't complain too much as we are positive, but hopefully by the deadline, even better record. Alright, guys, we're now at the trade deadline here. As you can see, record of 26, 25, and 9. I've never seen this before from a championship team. We lost almost every game in February. Went on a 9-game losing streak here. Like, even if we even if we win like 4 of those games, we're just in a fine spot. January was okay. I think it was like 500. I don't get it. So we'll see where we're in the standings. Obviously, need a huge push here after the deadline to make it into the playoffs. 61 points there. Okay, so we're 4 back with 2 games in hand. So, I mean, I guess it's not completely doom and gloom, but that's not really where we want to be. I thought we'd be absolutely dominating. Panarin there, leading scorer, 48 points. So, we can still make 2 more trades. Definitely have to try and make this team even better, if that's possible. Alright, guys, we're now trying to get a huge trade with Anaheim for John Gibson. Obviously, amazing goaltender, 89 overall, making 6.4. It's a pretty good contract. Offered them Crawford, who's actually down to an 85 now for us. So he's dropped 3 since we signed him. And this Peacock prospect, 67 overall, medium league potential there. It's a lot to give up, but I mean, Gibson could be the difference between us winning the Cup or not, or even just making the playoffs or not. So we'll see what Anaheim says here. Trade rejected. So we also had that medium league goalie we drafted. This is like a ridiculous amount to give up, but I feel like the forward group's fine, defense is fine. Like, Byram's an 86 now, so he's fine on the top pair with Carlson. All we need really is a true starting goaltender, so it's a lot to give up here. Let's see what the Ducks say. There we go. So that was a huge trade, but honestly, we should just be good now. Alright, guys, that's the only trade I'm going to make at the deadline. Hopefully, Gibson is enough to get us in that playoff spot. Let's find out. Alright, guys, so it's down the end of the season. As you can see, we went on an absolute tear. 41, 31, and 10. Right there, I think, was the trade deadline, or right there, you can see it. Couple, or actually OT win, then a couple losses. After that, though, pretty much all wins throughout the month of March. Like, did we lose a game? We lost 7-3 to Arizona. And yeah, then we had a shootout loss to Rangers. After that, all wins. Did lose twice end of the season, but what is that? 92 points. Should give us a shot here at the wild card. What is best shot we're gonna get? AHL team had a really good record too. And we did finish there, actually in a regular spot. Beat the Devils by 1 point, so that's one of the greatest comebacks I've ever seen. I mean, this team, even without the Gibson trade, should have been a playoff team. I don't know what was really going wrong. Hopefully they can find their way in the playoffs. Panarin here, 67 points. Lonnie had 60. I don't know how I did so much worse. Barzal, 55. Hughes, 54. It's like, it seems like whatever team you are, the players always put up less points. I don't know if it just, well, I don't know how I see it. Wahlstrom there, almost 50. Sam Duchesne, Ho-Sang, 44. Let's take a look here and see Gibson stats for us. So 38 and 20, 7 shouts, pretty insane. .921 save percentage, 2.3 goals against. So that should be a big reason why we're able to win the playoffs. Usually Anaheim's tough to play against because of Gibson. And as you can see here, Jamie Benn again winning the Art Ross Trophy. Radulov 90, Seguin 89, so that entire first line went off. Seguin also had 10 game-winning goals, which is kind of ridiculous. Crosby's at the top again. Hischier, Tarasenko, Hall. Also going to take a quick look here and see where we finished the entire league. Considering our start, I mean, we finished 16th, so top half of the league. Montreal there, 87 points, finished 20th, still got in the playoffs. Atlantic was that weak, jeez. And last place team there, you have the Red Wings. AHL, let's just check this. We finished, or there might be a couple games left, I think there are, but still, right now we're first place in our division. And, okay, no, we're 4th in the league, but still, that's pretty solid. And the first round, guys, up against the Capitals. Their first line here, you have Ovechkin, Kuznetsov, Oshie. You have Burakovsky, Pajot, and Wilson. No Backstrom. Look at the forward depth. Like, they have a solid first line. Ours is better, though. And then after that, it's not even close. Defense. Alright, their defense is pretty solid there. Ours is still much, much better. Goalies, Holtby, Samsonov. Like, are you kidding me? I'll actually give you guys a quick update on our lines as we have had some growth. So first line there I don't think has changed. Wallstrom and Hughes now both 85s. Makes the second line so much better. I think the fourth line's the same. Aberg might have gone up from a 78 to a 79. Byram, though, is now an 86, which is huge. And then I think Gibson's still an 89. So this team, like, we are so much more stacked, like, compared to Washington there. And they'd have been second in the division, somehow did better than us. So should be able to beat them. Last time in the playoffs, of course, first round exit. Hoping we can at least win a playoff round here in this series. So here we go. In Washington, the first 2 games. First game's an OT win. There we go. Second one's a win as well. Come on, keep it going. We lose there at home. Fourth game, it's taking a little bit. OT loss, are you kidding me? AHL playoffs are starting. So it's 2-2. There you go, big win. OT loss, all down to game 7. Come on, there we go. Oh my god, I was so worried we would have lost there. But, I mean, 2-0 lead, and then we almost blew it. Next year, the Flyers. When I was looking through, I know they have a very good team. Line A, 6 points right now through the playoffs. Philly here, first line, they have Simmons, Giroux, and Voracek. Vanek, Patrick, Couturier on the second. Pretty sure Couturier's face-offs is 81. Yeah, I don't know why they don't have Patrick on the wing. Whatever. Cogliano, Konechny, Farabee, Richie, Soderberg. I don't know how to pronounce that guy's name. Provorov, Ghost, a sick top pair. Still, I think our D has more depth. Goalie, they have Bobrovsky, right? They signed him back. That's going to be tough to get by this team. It's another solid team for sure. Like, I think the deeper you go into franchise, the better teams get because they get rid of the bad contracts. Players, obviously, the younger players gain rating and stuff. So, here we go. Round 2. Again, we're the underdog. First 2 games in Philly. Lose the first one. That's not good. Looks like the AHL team, though, is moving on. So, hopefully we can, too. Win the second in OT. Lose at home in OT. Win. So, it's a best of 3. We win. And we win. There we go. We beat them in 6. And that Flyers team looked really tough, too. So, I'm liking this. I think our AHL team's moving on as well. 7 wins. The first is a best of 5. So, both teams on to conference finals. We have Boston now here. So, Boston's actually made a change to their first line. It's now Marchand, Backstrom, and Pasternak. Also, Marchand's down to an 86. JVR, Bergeron, and Bjork on the second. Senyshyn's finally in the NHL there with Krejci, DeBrusk, Heinen, Backus, Neves. So, I mean, good depth. Defense, McAvoy and Krug, Carlo Moore. I mean, they actually have very good defensive depth. Our D is still better, though. Rask's he's a 90 overall, still at 34. So, again, another good team. Conference final, though, I think I take our team. We're younger. I think we have more offensive upside between, like, our first line is nasty. Like, our first line, probably the best line in the NHL in terms of pure rating, but we'll see what happens here in the conference final. In Boston for the first couple games. We lose the first one. AHL team there starting their conference final, or final run. Lose the second, win the third and the fourth at home. And again, we win 5th game, so we have to win one of the next 2. Come on. There we go. What a comeback. Down 2. We win 6 straight there to beat the Bruins. Oh, shit. And I accidentally simmed through the first game against the Stars, but we win it. And we already know from the stats, the Dallas Stars, that top line, absolutely unreal in the regular season. Line A now has 16 points through 20 games. So we know the Stars' top line. I assume Bishop's still a starting goaltenders, probably like Klingberg, Heiskanen for their top pair. We'll see, though, what they did for the depth. Like, real life, Dallas doesn't really have a lot of depth. And still here, not a lot of depth. Sick first line. Ours is better, though. and then they have an okay second, and then like their bottom pair there, no one really over an 80. Our fourth line's at least on par with their thirds. Our third line's sick. Heisen and Klingberg is a sick top pair. Again, we have 290s. Our defensive depth's better. What's Bishop's rating? 85. So our goalie's better. Our backup's better. We're better all throughout. We'll see if it's enough. Obviously, Dallas probably has home ice advantage on us. They do. So we'll see here. I mean, can we clutch up? Just barely squeak into the playoffs and then make it all the way to the final in the last year. So game number 2 here. We'll sim period by period. If we can get up 2-0 on Dallas heading home to New York, that'd be pretty awesome. So here we go. First period. And we're down 2-0. Second period, we get 1. Third period, we get 2 more, so it's going to OT. Nutrishkin gets 1 for them, so 3-3. And there we go. Hosang there, OT winner. That is awesome. So 2-0 lead now on Dallas. And here we go, guys. Game number 3 in New York. No score in the first or the second, so it's a defensive game. And, they beat us in the third there. Seg and Shore each with a goal. Okay, so moving on to game 4. I mean, if we can at least win this one, like a 3-1 series lead. It's not as good as 3-0, but it's still pretty solid. We got to win at least one of our games at home, I feel. So here you go, first period. And there we go, 2-0. Howden and Barzell each score. They get 1 back in the second. And we hold on in the third. Line A, Radulov each score. So like I was saying, that 3-1 series lead, that's a big lead. Just have to win one of the next 3 games. Take home the Stanley Cup. We should be able to do it. Moving on to game 5. So this is in Dallas. Here we go, first period. Down by 2. We do get 1 there in the second, and nothing in the third. So we have 2 more chances. Game 6 at home, and then Game 7 in Dallas. If we want to win it, though, in front of the fans. I mean, the Islanders fans, they're pretty good fans. You know, they're loyal. We play in 2 different arenas. They got to move in between all the other stuff. Let's get a Stanley Cup here for the New York Islander Nation, if that's even a thing. Here we go. Game number 6, first period. Down by 1. Heiskin for them. Okay, it's 2-1 now. Let's just resume this thing 8 times. See if the boys can bounce back. They're actually out shooting us, but we have John Gibson in net. And there we go. Panarin ties this game up. It's 2-2. Come on. Panarin again. He's on fire. He wants this. 3-2 lead. Jeez, right there. Sagan scores. Little under 10 minutes left, so it's tied 3-3. Are you kidding me? 5 minutes to go. Can we get one, or is this thing going to go to OT? 2 minutes left. 50 seconds. Alright, so it's going to OT, so we're just going to sim it. Can't, dictate how this thing ends. Here we go. And there we go. Stanley Cup champions. Jack Hughes, the game winner. It would have been nice to, go in and see the Stanley Cup celebration in that, but when that happens, Game 7 OT, obviously, we can't play and decide it, or Game 6 OT, Stanley Cup on the line. That is amazing, though. Jack Hughes there with the game winner. Almost had ice down the back, which definitely would have been tingly, but somehow we pulled it out. And check this out, guys. The year the Islanders win the Cup, the Rangers win the draft lottery. I feel like that's so fitting. So there we go, guys. New York Islanders Stanley Cup champs. Line A there, playoff leading scorer, 19 points in 25 games. I'll take a look how everyone else did, especially Gibson. I feel like picking him up was huge. Barzell also put up 19. Hosang, 17 on the third line. Panarin there. He almost was the hero on that one game. He got the 2 to bring us back. Hughes there. Bailey, Wallstrom, Carlson, Howden. So let's take a look at Gibson. What were his stats like here? 16-6. Shutout, .93 save percentage. 2 goals against. Not bad. Now, was that enough to win the Conn Smythe? We don't know because we didn't watch it. Take a quick look at the playoff tree as well before the awards just to see how Dallas got there. Swept the Coyotes. 6 against Pred, 6 against the Flames, and then, of course, we beat them in 6. So here we go. Awards. Obviously, Stanley Cup champion. That's all you can ask for. Beat the President's Trophy winner. Player awards here. Jamie Benn, Art Ross, and the Hart. I mean, that was like a Cinderella story for them, and we ruined it. James Norris went to Yossi. Kessel again with the Lady Bing. Players just love him. Let's see here. Nylander with the Calder in 2020-21. I saw it too. He still has medium elite potential. I feel like if he's a medium elite, then Dylan Strome should be too. So I'm going to go bump Strome after this. Gibson did get the Conn Smythe. So, that just shows you it was a lot to pay for him, but we have him locked up long term and helped us win a Stanley Cup. Vezina there goes to Bobrovsky. Same with William Jennings. Merrill there, Bill Masterson. Bergeron back to Selke. Ted Lindsay also goes to Jamie Benn. And then Kessel there, Maurice Richard. So, pretty good year. We'll check AHL awards here too, just to see any of our guys got one. And, oh, Linus Soderstrom, we traded him away, and he got MVP of the Calder Cup playoffs. Not too upset with that, because he's still in the AHL, where Waugh was an NHL defenseman for us, so I think in that sense, trade makes sense. But, yeah, there we go. Somehow, some way, won the Stanley Cup last year. It looked like we might not even make the playoffs, and we're able to win the Stanley Cup. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. If you did, leave that thumbs up. If you guys aren't subscribed yet, make sure you do that. Shout out Lenny and Harrison, big Islanders fans. This one's for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, guys. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.